Thank you. So that was a small video about SPIC MACAY and what we are trying to achieve by associating and spreading our arts and heritage to all the young students. So now we begin our orientation. So I just request that we can mute the microphones and we will continue the session with the speakers for today, and then post the presentation is done, we will also have question answers where we will take any questions or queries. So thank you. You can keep the video on so that we can see you. So I'd like to warmly welcome the attendees who have joined us and taken their precious time to join us today. So we'd like to welcome attendees and faculty from St. Paul's College and Principal Sir Dr. Father Thomas. We'd like to welcome Dakua Khana College, Dr. Jugananda, Principal. We'd like to also welcome from Dakua Khana College, Dr. Jagananda Sood, Principal, RV Institute of Technology, Dr. Purushottam Bung, Sir, who is the Director, Sonamukhi College, Dr. Bapa Ditya Mandal, who is the Principal, Safi Institute of Advanced Technology, Professor E.P. Imbikoya, who is the Principal, and Shivaji College. We'd like to welcome Professor Virendra Bhardwaj and also Smita Tripathi, ma'am. And we'd also like to welcome from Viranagar. So we like to welcome Rajnandini, ma'am, who is the Vice Principal from KVS English Medium School, Virudanagar, Tamil Nadu. So with this, I'd like to now invite our next speaker for the day. So I'd like also warmly welcoming faculty and registrar from BITS Pilani. So with this, we'd like to begin our orientation and would like to invite our next speaker for the day, Shri Arun Sahai, sir, to address the gathering and speak about SPIC MACAY. Arun Sahai, sir, has been the former chairperson and a very senior volunteer of SPIC MACAY, and sir will be speaking about the conceptual aspect of our movement. Having done his engineering from IIT Kharagpur and MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, um, sir has worked in the corporate world in various capacities and projects ranging from diversification, modernization, corporate planning, technology, and also has the honor to speak in various forums about the need to make education more holistic in order to make education more innovative and competitive. So over to you, sir. I think, okay, I'll just unmute you. 1 second. Yes.
Thank you, Sabya. Dear friends, we've been hearing the famous quote that change is the only constant. Since I graduated from IIT Kharagpur in 1969, in the 50 years, I have seen a fair amount of change. When I did my engineering, we used a slide rule for complex engineering calculations. The students have not even heard of a slide rule today. When I studied management in Ahmedabad, digital marketing was an unheard of concept. Even in the medical profession, there has been considerable change. There has been so much development in scanning technology, robotic surgery. There is now a convergence between the medical profession and technology, and there will be more in the years ahead. Nobody has any idea what is going to happen in the future, and I mean nobody. Who knows what the world will be like 30 years from now? Yet education must prepare the youth for such a world. The children will see a future we will not. The purpose of education is not just to gather knowledge, but also develop people to deal with the world and develop in people an ability to think, imagine, innovate, and create. You should be able to apply your learning and your future learnings, because you will continue to learn throughout your life, in the situations that you will experience in the years ahead, and so succeed in life. One of the problems of the present generation is the ability to give prolonged attention. Today, social media wrongly teaches us to be superficial in our attention. You must give a chunk of time to achieve anything of depth. Initially, the problems and solutions are known. Later, as you go up the hierarchy, you come across problems to which you don't know the solution, but you can consult others for solutions to known problems. Finally, you reach a level when you don't even know what the problem is, forget knowing what the solution is. We work in such ambiguity and need to be prepared for it. Multiple studies link music study to academic achievement. Serious music training seems to correlate with success in other fields. To quote the late Steve Jobs, whom the youth would recognize because they use many Apple products, and I quote, innovation would require a blend of technology and liberal arts, and education systems should encourage such pollination rather than focus on narrow specialization. Unquote. Innovation requires creativity. Our heritage instills such creativity. A rag is sung differently by different artists and by the same artist differently at different times. There is freedom within certain boundary constraints. Arts brings elements of abstraction and critical thinking which science subjects alone do not do. So, what is it that will help you cope with the world in future? To my mind, it is our heritage that has been around for thousands of years. It is meditative, which will also help the youth to concentrate and improve in their studies. In yoga, you concentrate as you inhale and exhale. In Nad Yoga, you concentrate on the note as you sing, and when it is different to the correct note, you have to concentrate to get the correct note. In dance, you concentrate to get the right posture. A musician requires enormous focus, attention, and practice. If you take this ability to concentrate to your studies, and whatever work you do, you will be more productive and will be able to study in much less time. It is not surprising that many eminent people were incidentally musicians. Our former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam, a missile scientist, played the veena. Dr. Ramanna, famous for the first atomic implosion in India, played the piano. The great mathematician Srinivasa Ramanujan had a classical music background. Einstein, who predicted gravity waves 100 years ago, which we have only now verified, would have been a violinist if he was not a physicist. Professor Manjul Bhargav, professor of mathematics at Princeton University and a winner of the Fields Medal in mathematics, an equivalent of the Nobel Prize, has said there is something about classical music that made one more creative even in other endeavors. He believes including classical music in the school curriculum, the country would produce not just better artists, but better scientists, judges, innovators, doctors, and in general, better human beings. He is himself a tabla player. The Western world focused on the outer domain and developed products like the laptop, the mobile phones, whereas we in India focused on the inner domain reflected in our heritage. Our culture is our Indian identity. For no fault of theirs, our own youth are not aware of our culture. With the breakdown of joint families, the generational trickle down of culture is now missing. Parents are unable to take their children to Indian cultural performances because of their long office hours or the academic pressures on the children. I estimate 95% of our youth are not exposed to our heritage. Many will have the SPIC MACAY experience for the first time and, like many others, crave for more through the respective SPIC MACAY heritage clubs. What SPIC MACAY has been doing for the past 47 years in broadening education by taking the best artists in the country, Padma awardees, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri, SNA awardees, to schools and colleges all over the country. This is what makes SPIC MACAY relevant to you, the young generation. The SPIC MACAY would develop leadership qualities in students who organize our conventions and programs and encourage team working as you do so. This is done in a spirit of Nishkam Seva, of giving. There is a joy in giving. There have been programs in some of your colleges, and you would have experienced this. The more good performers there are, the more audiences grow and the arts flourish. If some art forms are allowed to perish, it will be impossible to revive the diversity and richness of yesteryears. Great discoveries of our inner selves made by our ancestors and reflected through Drupad, Kudiyattam, Rudravina, Sarangi, Gotuvadyam today are on the verge of extinction. It is the youth of today who will be the audiences of tomorrow and help our culture to flourish. We encourage the crafts, which is the second largest provider of employment after agriculture. Students get a chance to learn from master craftspersons in the intensive workshops that we organize. And it's amazing to see the learning that takes place in just a few days. During SPIC MACAY conventions, youth from all parts of the country congregate to experience, share, interact, and discuss with eminent exponents. The artists who are from all parts of the country, north, south, east, and west, and the northeast. This is national integration. You get to see and experience this at our conventions. As more facts are gathered, knowledge expands. New facts can render old facts and knowledge as invalid. At one time, we thought the world is flat. We now know the world is round. The SPIC MACAY logo represents the inner eye, the eye of perception and inquiry, ever alert in the pursuit of that eternal truth, the eternal Satya. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the inspiring words. So, after hearing from you, we would like to take our session further along today. So, we would like to now invite our next speaker for today, Shri Dinesh Chand sir. Dinesh Chand sir has been associated with SPIC MACAY for a very long time. Introducing sir, sir has done his engineering from IIT Kharagpur and went abroad for pursuing higher studies and served private sector in various senior roles. So, sir is also the convener of the higher education group of SPIC MACAY. So, he will be speaking about the various modules of SPIC MACAY. So, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabya. Uh, as Arun Sahai has just shared with you why Speak McKay and why we created this moment, I think now as we are moving forward, we would like to share with you what we offer. Once we understood why we do it, and I think what we offer, that will get nicely connected. So, as you see, this group was founded in 1977. So, for last 47 years, it has grown. You know, though we started with concerts, music concerts, but over time, we have added various events, various art forms in our portfolio. So the objective of adding these items into our portfolio provide a kind of a holistic access to the heritage and the art forms of our heritage. The way, as far as the concerts are concerned, it started with originally with the music, both the instrumental as well as the vocal, and both the forms, the Carnatic forms as well as the Hindustani forms. We had the vocal, instrumental, and then besides this, we have also the art forms of the dance. As far as the dances are concerned, it includes again this India, Odissi, as well as folk dances. Uh, Besides the dance forms, we also have the crafts. And about the crafts, I will just be requesting Neerja ji, who is with us today, and we'll talk about more about the art forms of uh, folk crafts, what we conduct. In the literature section, we also conduct heritage walks. We conduct talks. You know, we bring eminent writers and authors. They speak on different topics of interest. We also cover drama, theater. You know, we tied up with Naya Theater. We have taken it to different institutions. Uh, Theater. We also have a cinema classics. In this portfolio, we have a collection of various movies which which are thought-provoking, and we encourage our students to watch those movies. We bring at times for these movies art critics who kind of live discuss with you and explain and talk about those. Uh, we also conduct, besides these art forms of classic films, we also have folk arts. We also have folk dances. Folk dance is also included in our portfolio. So these activities which we have, then we connect them to the institutions, The institutions will have the ability to take any of those forms. They can conduct one event or multiple events. To facilitate that, we encourage institutions to organize in a year what we call it a Virasat series. Virasat is usually a collection of programs. In those programs, they can compose, different art forms. So typically, a Virasat can consist of 3 days, 7 days, or even at times 15 days. And those Virasats are organized in a manner giving full respect to the academic calendar of the institutions so that that is not disturbed. And yet they get exposure to the different concerts every day. They also have the workshops running across that period. Those are organized usually in the evening. So objective is that institution gets the full experience of all the, you can say, the components of the art forms which SPIC MACAY is trying to bring to the institutions. And please note that all of these programs which are conducted at the institutions are not going to be charged to the audience. It is free to everyone who come and attend these programs. So besides Virasat, we also offer what we call a scholarship Gurukul experience. For Gurukul experience, we do a selection. We invite participants, and then they spend about a month with the master craftsman or master artist, where they live and stay with the artist and watch those things very closely, and they understand that particular. Besides this, we also conduct our conventions. The conventions is typically a 5 to 7 days program, which is organized in the institution here, which can accommodate 1,500 to 2,000 participants. We invite those participants through a registration process. They need to take care of their travel to the destination, but once they arrive and once they become part of that group, then nothing else is charged to them. The entire stay is free, and during those 7 days, they enjoy the experience of an ashram-like life. It begins at 4 o'clock in the morning with yoga, then it is followed by breakfast. Then they have morning session of the workshops, and after the workshop, they have an afternoon concert, and then they have the evening concert. This is how the entire 1 day's typical program is organized. And at the end of those 7 days, when they go back to the experience of the full portfolio of SPIC MACAY. Regarding the workshops, which is a very important component of these Virasats, I will just request Neerja ji, who is with us today, will speak few words and explain to you about what the workshops are all about. Neerja ji, may I request you to speak few words, please? Sabya, can you just be able to join?
Yes.
Is it my turn to speak?
Yes, Neerja ji, just speak few words about the workshops and the crafts which you handle.
Sure, sure. So, good afternoon to all of you. I will go straight to our arts and crafts section, which is an important part of our activities. And under this module, we invite master craftsmen who have been honored by the Government of India with national awards, Padma Awards, Shilp Guru Awards, and also they've been fated by the various crafts council of the country. So under this 3 to 5 day workshop, uh, we invite these gurus in a manner, in a workshop pattern which has been very carefully planned by us, which is not only you can say very cost friendly, but also very interactive and very meaningful and a learning experience for the students. So some of the crafts that we are promoting, actually we have covered most of our national art and crafts that we have in the country. And for example, I'll tell you, under the traditional paintings, we have temple paintings, we have folk paintings, and we have tribal paintings. And the other category of crafts that we have is block printing, which come from Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. We have Tarkashi, uh, which is wood carving and inlay, speciality from the state of Uttar Pradesh. We have bamboo weaving from the northeast. We have paper mache. We have calligraphy, again from generally from the Delhi. And we have paper mache, as I've said, and tie and dye techniques, and ajrak printing also. So there is a lot to choose from. We can give you recommendations, or you can also give us your choice, and we shall guide you on how to organize these workshops. Most of our gurus have been with us for the last 10 years, but we keep adding the new awardees also. And this is something which students have really enjoyed, one of the workshops that we do. And we've always ensured that this workshop, craft intensive, is also part of our Virasat series. So anything else you wish to know, you can always contact us, and we give you a complete budget before we start, so that you understand how to conduct these workshops. Thank you.
Srijaji, thank you. So back to you, Sabya. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing with us about all the arts and crafts modules. So we will now be speaking about the Heritage Club of SPIC MACAY. So I will be speaking a little bit about how we can associate with you and how we can form the heritage clubs of SPIC MACAY and try to give this exposure and experience to our students. So okay, so the heritage club is like, in order to organize all these modules or activities for students, SPIC MACAY functions, as you know, it's a youth driven movement. So it's a voluntary movement. So in order to facilitate this, we form the SPIC MACAY heritage clubs and chapters in all the institutions. So where the students can form a club supported by faculty advisors or faculty coordinators, and can propagate this movement in various institutions all over the world. So as you know, we are associated with more than 1,500, 2,000 institutions, and we are organizing more than 5,000 programs. To facilitate this is the concept of a heritage club. So we our heritage requires we try to give a exposure on a sustained manner our founder, Dr. Seth, says that to achieve anything of depth, it requires regular exposure, it requires a certain sincerity, it requires a certain amount of consistency. So, as we discussed about the modules, in order to make this a part of the daily lives of students, we require to give them an experience of these modules. So, in your respective institutions, when we form the Heritage Club, students can come forward and get a forum or a chapter where they can be part of this on a very sustained manner. So this will help them a lot with respect to whatever they are doing and whichever academics field they are pursuing. So it will give them a lot of benefit over whatever they are doing, as we mentioned about the effect of arts. So to give you the structure of a heritage club, it is we normally have a 10-member committee which can be formed, supported by faculty advisors, and then the student coordinators, secretary, uh, joint secretary, treasurer, media coordinator, program coordinator, like that. That is the structure of the heritage clubs. And here are some glimpses of how the activities are held in various colleges. Like Virasat, as we mentioned, is one of our activities where all these various modules are conducted. So what are the benefits of a heritage club? So as we mentioned, heritage club gives the students a very sustained exposure to these art forms, and in the growing in the academic years of the students, this helps inculcate various qualities. Pursuing or experiencing any of our art forms, traditional art forms, help students develop various qualities like humility, like focus, concentration, and as well as patience, perseverance, dedication. And more importantly, it develops a certain capacity to deal with various life qualities and aspects beyond just the classroom curriculum. So these experiences nurture and definitely make them better human beings and able to traverse through whatever they are doing in their career and life with a much better, which a much more holistic being. So these are some important things that they will learn when they become part of the heritage club, and they take the leadership of organizing these activities, not only in their university or in their institute, but also in the neighboring areas or neighboring institutions around their college. And that way they will learn about uh, not just arts, but they will learn about finance, they will learn about media, marketing, publicity, they will learn about communication, they will learn about um, networking, they will learn about speaking at forums. And to add to that, how to make this a continued sustained effort beyond just one program in a year or two programs in a year. So that way we SPIC MACAY functions by these weekly meetings. So the heritage club can have the weekly meetings where they can gather, and they can have various sessions, interactions, and they can host cinema classics also. We are just to announce that we are doing a special national cinema classic screening on occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. We are screening the making of the Mahatma. So we request all of you to have the screening of cinema classics in your institutions. And we will also be having an online interaction with the lead actor of the movie, Sri Rajit Kapoor. So in that way, we are requesting that the Heritage Club should not be just restricted to one or two activities or programs, but on a regular basis, we can have interactions, we can have talks, we can also have internal students groups to assemble and share the ideas and how we can grow this into a movement in your institute as well as the surrounding community and all the other institutes in the neighboring areas. So this is about the heritage club, and we are just to show some of the, as we mentioned, these are some of the activities that can be done, like newsletters, uh, uh, monthly activities like talks, cinema screenings, right? And we can students can have their internal meetings and presentation. So, and you can also be part of our many national forums where we do such initiatives on a national level for various other students and universities. So thank you. That's all about the, yeah. Lastly, we also want to emphasize that as part of the new national, I mean, as part of the national education policy, it is also, we just like to share that uh, it is a very beneficial activity to form a heritage club. As you can see that the UGC has also shared the circular to form the heritage clubs in your respective institutes, where the students can benefit from such activities. And as well as here's a circular from AICT, which has also emphasized in the NEP, National Education Policy, on the Indian knowledge systems, Indian values. So that is where we are requesting to form the heritage clubs. So with this, we'd like to now request our next speaker for the day, Shri Karan Nanda sir, to share with us few words on volunteerism and Nishkam Seva. So to introduce, Karan sir is a dairy technologist and has a passion for theatre as well as SPIC MACAY. Sir was with National Dairy Development Board in product development and worked with Mother Dairy in QC, logistics, outsourcing, commercials, and development. We welcome you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Sabya. Anyway, I'm no longer what was there in the past. Today, I'm a SPIC MACAY volunteer. And I joined, it's been a long time now since I've been a SPIC MACAY volunteer. And sorry, I'll start the video. Yeah. And we have with us, a number of very senior volunteers. Arun ji is here, Usha ji, Dinesh ji, Neerja ji, Sabya, you are there. And we have a young volunteer, Aditya, also amongst us. One of the characteristics of a volunteer in SPIC MACAY is, once you get into it, it's like, that song from Hotel California. So once you check in, you can never leave. So that's what the whole, thing is about. But getting back to when Arunji, started the meeting with the, he said that our heritage, our Indian culture is something which defines us as Indians, each and every one of us. This is an inheritance, which has come to us over thousands of years, very carefully handled and, handed over. And that is the heritage which defines us not only as Indians in India, but if you go across the borders of our country, this heritage is there all over now. People recognize it as one of the oldest, heritages and one of the most beautiful. So, if I am to talk about volunteerism, it'll be more about not why should you be a volunteer or why should you volunteer for this. It's now more like, why not? Because this is not my heritage. This is not SPIC MACAY's heritage. It is your heritage. It is our heritage. And it's a duty to hand it over to our youth. And that is what we started, years back in SPIC MACAY. And so this is what we've come to introduce you to. So coming back to the nitty-gritty, the movement you've seen is such a vast movement. So many, cultural activities, they happen all over the country and across the borders. So how does it happen? The main thing is, it is the support, the energy, the push from the volunteers, because this is a 100% volunteer movement. Everything is done by the volunteers. We have no paid, paid employees in our organization. So we do the entire operation. So I'll just quickly come into what and where you can contribute, because this is now the time for action, where you can actually do something rather than just hear about it. So now you've heard about it. The simplest thing is simply talk about today what you've heard, what you have felt rather about this whole thing, to your family, to your friends, to your colleagues. Talk about it and say that, look, this is something which belongs to us, and this is what we can do about it. And SPIC MACAY is one organization where you can come in and, it's an organized way of helping out and promoting our culture. So I'll just go through a very brief list of, the areas where you can help and where you can contribute. And the first thing I'll say before I get into it, that ours is a very informal organization. We don't have a register where you sign in, where you check in, where you count the number of hours you have put in. It is, everybody is busy. You have your own work, your studies, or, whatever you're doing. And so whatever time you have left after that, it is up to you to contribute. How much time you can give in, how much energy, how much effort, you have to decide. And there's no, nobody's going to gauge you or judge you for that, because it's all up to you. Everybody's got a different set of, commitments. After that, whatever you have, you can devote it to this. So the first thing is, like I said, you simply talk to this about your family and friends. Number one, do that immediately. Number two, if there is a lecture demonstration or an event going on somewhere in your neighborhood or even online, please do attend it. And if you are going there to the venue, you can talk to the volunteers, ask them how are they contributing, what all they are able to do, where all you can help in. You can talk to the artists, sit with the artists, talk to them, and just simply imbibe their that kind of a aura they have, and figure out why is it that this their aura, how it spreads and how it affects people once they come on stage and you listen to them or hear them or see them. The other thing is, we need to publicize what we are doing, because like I said, this culture belongs to everybody. So we have a very strong publicity team. You can become part of the team, join in, help us out, or like I said, simply even just come in and learn, how to publicize something which is like a Nishkam Seva, where you don't get anything out of it materially. Spiritually, you will get such a lot that you won't even believe in. But so how can you can contribute to that? Secondly, to run the show, to run the programs, the logistics, we need money, of course. For that, we have a fundraising team, because like I said, we do not charge anything for the program. There are no tickets, there's no bookings, there's no book my show kind of a situation here. You simply go and attend a program and try to experience what's happening. So for that, we have a strong publicity team. You can become part of the team, help us out, gather some funds, and or maybe even for your own institution, you can form a publicity team for your own institution. Then, like Sabya had already given you a very good idea about forming of a heritage club. So that is the first thing you can do in your institute. If you already have a heritage club, please do join in and contribute there, share in the activities, and again, publicize that. You can talk to friends and people that, yes, you have a club, join in and promote these activities. The other thing is, the entire planning, the management and the handling of the artists is done by the volunteers. So there's another way where you can contribute. You can be part of the planning team, you can be part of the management team, or simply just comparing a program. That itself will, be able to give you one outlet. So it depends on, what your abilities are or just what you want to do or want to learn. Then when COVID came, everything went offline. I mean, the entire things, the live shows were all put to rest. So we immediately went on to the online programs. And we have a very strong, again, technical team which helps us in managing these programs online. You can be part of that team also, join up with that team and help out in that area also. So, like I said, there are so many areas where you can contribute depending on your ability to help, or simply where you want to, where you feel it's okay. And the best thing would be to just walk in first, to not, even think too much about, okay, what should I do? How should I help? Because that's the way I went in. I first went in, attended a SPIC MACAY meeting and attended some of the few meetings. And then I figured out, okay, what can I do? How can I help out? So just walk in to this, because this is not, just like an organization. The moment you come in, you find it's a family. We've been here for years and everybody is like a family. We have seniors, but seniors doesn't mean, in rank or anything. It's just that we've been here a bit longer. But again, we work together and help together, and no job here is below anybody's dignity. That even if I have to, place some chairs somewhere, you'll see me or some of the volunteers doing it. It's that simple and it's that, easy. So once again, I welcome you and thank you for being here. The very fact that you are here means there is an interest somewhere. You have shown this interest. Turn this interest into action. And we are here, our volunteers are here. If you have any questions, please, after this, do ask questions, whatever questions come to your mind. After that, you can contact us, any help you need. We volunteers will be there for you. And well, a very good day and thank you for being here. And thank you, Sabya. You can carry on now. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So thank you for speaking and sharing your words about volunteering. So we would like to play a small video or a small message from our founder about how the youth can join us.
My dear friends, SPIC MACAY, the Society for the Promotion of Indian Classical Music and Culture amongst Youth, is a voluntary movement and is trying to bring the best of our heritage into the lives of young people. Now, in a voluntary movement, what is the first thing that's required? Obviously, volunteers. See, in a company, what you do is you set up a big setup and then you hire people. But in a voluntary movement, you first get the people and then you look for a place and money and all the other things. So the most important ingredient in a movement like ours are volunteers. And therefore, I'm requesting you to give a little bit of your time to this lovely movement. And if you can't, then look for somebody, friends, Romans, countrymen, who can give a little bit of their time. Anyone from the age of about 15 till 75, 80, who is a little active and who can give a little bit of their time. It could be housewives, it could be retired people, it could be staff members to movement, because we wanted to bring this encouragement, we wanted to encourage this concept of giving without expectation. This used to be one of the wonderful things in our society at one time. Today, everything has become a transaction. I give you something, then you give me back something. But here, I often call this law of Nishkam Seva is something like the Newton's third law of motion. The Newton's third law of motion says to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. But here, There's to every action, the reaction far exceeds the action, but does not come from where the action is placed. It gets multiplied, and then comes from somewhere else. There's only one rider. If you expect, it gets broken. So, therefore, this concept is one very integral part of the thinking process in SPIC MACAY. And therefore, we would like to have really truly volunteers who want to give of themselves without expecting anything in return. Now, this is a very difficult call, I know. People do expect whenever they give, whatever they give, they would like to get something back. But the less you expect, it's a progressive thing. It happens progressively. When you start giving, then you go with some expectation. But as you keep on giving, you find that the level of expectation keeps coming down. And finally, it should come to that level where you don't expect anything. And that itself is a very, very great thing. So therefore, I'm requesting all of you to give a little bit of your time to this movement which is trying to bring some aspects into the lives of young people which are sorely missing. A little amount of abstraction, a little amount of subtlety, a little amount of inspiration, and a respect for the mystical. I remember what Birju Maharaj Ji used to say. He said that मेरे गुरु के बड़े बड़े मूछे थे, and he was very fat, मतलब stout. And when he did the Radha Krishna theme, he just with his eyes, from one side he went, from being Krishna, with his eyes he became Radha. And he said that nowadays if I try it, it'll just get missed. Nobody will be able to see it. Ustad Bismillah Khan Sahab used to say, आजकल वाह वाह करवाने वाले बहुत हो गए, पर निकलवाने वाले गिने चुने रह गए. So these are some of the things which are missing in our lives today. Everything has become entertainment, very little of elevation. All these aspects can be brought in if we concentrate a little bit on our heritage. And therefore, I'm requesting you for your support and your help. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So with this, we now invite any questions anyone would like to ask. Anyone would like to ask any questions?
They could put the question in the chat box also.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes. Yes.
My name is Abdul Shaji. I'm from DHSK Commerce College, which is in Assam, Dibrugarh.
Okay.
Regarding the camp that you had said, the convention camps, ashrams that are going to be done, in which 4 a.m. yogas and everything is going to be arranged.
Yes. Yes. I think we lost your voice.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So regarding, I was going to be asking you regarding the convention, the camps that you're arranging. Yes, the travel expenses are gonna be covered by the students, or they are gonna be it's gonna be a format of TADA. I missed it on that part because of my network issues, so I had this problem, sir.
Yeah, the travel has to be arranged by the students themselves.
The
but we
travel
will
has
take
to be
care of
arranged
the
by
stay and the food and everything else.
Okay, okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sabya, I just want to add one thing here.
Yes.
We are holding our next international convention at Hyderabad from 26th of May till 1st of June. So we will be opening its registration later, earlier in the year, because this is for year 2025. So when that convention takes place, I mean, any of you, whoever is going to be registering, they will go through a bit of a screening process because we have 1,500 to 2,000 capacity. And once selected from wherever you are located, from that point to Hyderabad, that travel you will need to take care. And back and forth. But once you are there, rest of the expenses, stay charges, etc., everything is taken care. That's all I just wanted to add for the benefit of everyone. Thank you, Sabir.
Sure.
More questions?
Yes.
Yes.
I think
Good
we-
afternoon. Are you able to hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm Priya Arjun and I'm from the Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences in Bangalore. We wanted to initiate a heritage club at our university. We have over 9,000 students and we have 13 faculties here. That is, and all streams, right from medicine to engineering and management, hospitality, everything is there under the sun. Now, we wanted to know if we needed to initiate a heritage club, how would we do this? Do we have to, who can we contact to get help from SPIC MACAY to guide us to do this?
So, yeah, you want to answer
Take it,
that?
Sabir.
No, you can take it.
Okay, so you are located in Bangalore, if I understood you
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes,
We will
sir.
connect to our Bangalore chapter people. They
Yes,
will be
sir.
the best people to take you forward. And
Okay.
we look forward to getting a heritage club created. You have a big institution. So
Yes, sir.
hopefully you might need to create multiple clubs. But that's
Okay.
up to you, but
Yes, sir.
certainly our Bangalore chapter will connect you with them and then you can take it forward. I take it you have not had any SPIC MACAY activities in the past?
We did have one activity 2 years or 3 years back, and
Okay.
it was not taken forward. So we would like to, start afresh because we
Okay.
have multiple, because when we were seeing that, we just saw the presentation. It is not just music and art, and it has so many different
Yes.
aspects. So we
Yes.
have, with so much of diversity, I think we could cover, like you said, we could have multiple sub clubs maybe, which would say address food and nature walks, different things, art, culture, paintings, thing,
Yes.
because we have little clubs working, but it is not, anything connected with SPIC MACAY.
Yes, that's the
So,
reason you have to have a explicit SPIC MACAY heritage club so
yes,
that you
sir.
can focus and then I'm sure you'll be able to get more activities organized at your institution.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Nice.
sir.
Do you have guidelines for SPIC MACAY heritage clubs which you could share?
Those have been shared with them.
Yes, we have emailed you the guidelines
Okay.
also, and I have shared it in the chat window also.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And we have also shared our contact numbers. In case of any queries, feel free to reach out. Also, we have shared in the chat window the registration for the Cinema Classics program that we are hosting. The Cinema Classics screening of the Making of the Mahatma by Sham Benegal. So we are requesting all the heritage clubs that are being formed. They can start with the hosting of the Cinema Classic screening, and followed by on 2nd October, we will also have an interaction session with the actor of the film. So just sharing that also. Yes, ma'am, would like to share any? Yes.
Since I'm also facilitating the Karnataka chapter, if you can put me in touch with this institution through WhatsApp, you will have that. I will then connect them with my Bangalore team.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Nijaji.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So any questions? Any other questions?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, I am Dr. Smita Tripathi from Shivaji College, University of Delhi. I am in touch with Usha ma'am, and we have already registered for Heritage Club yesterday through your website. Now, what next we have to follow up? I just wanted to know about that thing. And as from the presentation, I could see that the structure of SPIC MACAY Heritage Club. So we already have a team of students for that. And I think it's minimum 10 and we can add more students to it.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay. Okay. And one thing more, yes.
Dinesh sir, I would like to add here
Ushaji,
that
please go ahead.
yeah,
Welcome
that
back.
Shivaji College. Thank you so much, Dinesh sir. Shivaji College has been active with us pre-COVID days, and they used to have
Okay.
very nice programs. Pandit Rajan Sajan Mishra, Dr. Uma Sharma, and you name the artists they have taken, and they are very well aware of it. But yes, if they need still more guidance, I would request them to get in touch with you from time to time so that you could guide them further. They can now straight away go ahead with the programs as you explained in your modules. Thank you, Dinesh sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So in past, we had many events under the SPIC MACAY, but proper heritage club was not there. That we have registered now. And in this, the structure, it's written that we have to have a member from the campus to be nominated by Dean Students Welfare. So, we are a constituent college of Delhi University. So now we need two more students nominated by Dean Students Welfare. Is it compulsory? I just want one clarity on
No,
that.
no, it is not compulsory. The guidelines were shared. These are
Oh,
guidelines. So you
okay,
follow them, you can tailor them, which
okay,
suits to your particular institution.
oh,
But the
okay.
important thing is that number which we talk
Yes,
about, two faculty member and students
yes.
should be there. Faculty
Okay.
members are to provide continuity because students
Dinesh.
any more questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think broadly
Yes,
speaking, right.
shall I ask one question, sir?
Yes,
If you
please.
allow me.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Myself, Dr. Omlan Lahiri. I'm IQSC coordinator. I'm from Cluny Women's College, Kalimpong, is a northern part of West Bengal, hill station. And I have just one question that definitely will register ourselves in Heritage Club from our end as per the guideline. Sir, what type of cooperation we will actually get from you? Is it physical or it will be all should be a virtual part? That is the main thing because we are staying very far from Delhi. So, what kind of assistance we will get from you, from your end?
Just once, Nirja ji, are you around?
From Kalimpong.
Okay, no,
At
I'm
the
just
Yes,
trying to
so
get my colleague Nirja ji because she's the one who has been connecting with Northeast.
Hmm.
So anyway, what I'm trying, I think you're looking for someone who can connect with you and
Yes,
ensure that you are able to conduct your activities and get the artists to your institutions and organize, right? That is what is your expectation.
yes.
So we will once again connect you with our local chapter coordinators, and those coordinators will help you to take it forward. And if you have at any point of time any problems or any issues, you're welcome to come back to us. We will share with you once this meeting is over. We'll be actually sharing a link for a feedback and your attendance marking that you have attended this program. And thereafter, we'll be connecting you to your respective chapter coordinators. And besides that, you would be also welcome to come back to us anytime, any issues you have. And the kind of assistance you are talking about, you will get something like this. You first decide to organize, you have created the club, you have done some funding for the club, we presume, because that is what that helps, at least to take care of your incidental and the other expenses. And once you decide to organize a program, you will have dates, you will be connected to our volunteers who will get you the artists who can come to your institution and perform. Usually you are being located in Kalimpong, as I can understand. Sometimes we will try to connect it with other institutions where programs are being held. We'll come back to you and let you know that this is an artist who is going through that area, because sometimes the expenses of travel need to be kind of controlled, and then you will have the chance to conduct those programs at your institution.
Yeah,
Does it
also
answer
just
your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
also just to add, we have chapter in Shiliguri also, and we regularly also have been conducting programs in that area. So we can connect you with few of our coordinators from West Bengal, and they can help to organize the programs in your institute.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
More questions? Question from Colonel Chakrabarti Bits, Pilani.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Dinesh and team. I am actually very overwhelmed with the level of participation and the inquiries from everyone else, because everybody now seems to be a part of SPIC MACAY. And so from my side, there are no questions because we already have a heritage club, and we will only take it forward at the campus level. Different campuses at our Goa, Hyderabad, and Mumbai locations will also join in. And we'll have our own internal meeting where all our deans will take this forward with the participation from the students. So thank you once again for getting us this online orientation.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think,
Yes, go ahead.
yeah, sure. So I think we have covered all the questions, so we can now go with the vote of thanks and come to the conclusion. So I'd like to invite Dinesh sir to present a vote of thanks on behalf of SPIC MACAY. Dinesh sir, just to introduce, sir is also the convener of our higher education vertical. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabya. You already introduced me. I think I have not introduced you. Everyone should know. Sabya is secretary of our national executive. He is an engineer and he also likes to sing Hindustani vocal music. He is a very long-term volunteer with SPIC MACAY. So thank you, Sabya, for organizing this. Besides that, I would like to thank Arun Sahai, Karan, Neerja ji, Usha ji, and others who have participated from SPIC MACAY side, as well as the people who came to join this orientation program. I noticed almost 45 plus people came in, and please go back and spread what you had learned to others. And some of these orientation programs, we are also keeping it online. If you would like to share with others who could not join today, please feel free to join. We'll be also sending you an email with a link where we would like you to update your attendance, how many participated from your institutions, and any feedback you will have. Thank you once again for finding time on Saturday morning. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.